Alrighty, welcome back. We're on the rear end, and that's where I'm at. I did a little bit of welding up here, just busted off with the flapper wheel, just knocked it off a little bit. Basically, I'm thinking that this could have been good enough for the transmission mount. And when I did the cross brace, I'm thinking of the frame moving whatsoever, trying to keep it as rigid as possible. And that's what that was for. It was just a bunch of quarter-inch flat bar that would make it quite strong, I would think. Like that, you would have a hard time. Yeah, it's going to make it really rigid there. And that's sometimes what I want to do when you're making something. As I've made the front end already on this, I'm still not done yet in my brain. I have a chance to put another cross member in the front to make that front end as sturdy as possible, and that's probably what I want to try to do. I'm going to try to do something here to make this even stronger here. I know I got it nice and strong there, I know that, but these hats they mean something. They're the front end, so I'm thinking I want to try to put something there. But whatever I put there, I want to put it for the eye and to do a good job. Basically, that's about it. And when you're building something, you basically have to think of that. For the eye, what's it look like, and what is it doing? That X there with that brace going across, it does not hurt my eye. It tells me that that person that built this car is trying to strengthen it as much as he can in the middle. That's all it tells me. And I'm happy with the product that I use. There could have been many different shapes and sizes of metal I could have done that with, and I could have done it different, just like Chev, Toyota, Nissan, everybody does it different. But we're on the rear end right now, and I have the jack underneath there. What I did is I jacked it up a little bit. I got the rear end right in place. And what I mean by right in place, I'll show you. This is what I did to get it in place, and I did nothing else but this. I have measured it on this side from the inside of the backing plate. We're 3.5 on the outside of the frame there. We're 3.5. I go over this side and I do the exact same thing, and we are at 3.5 again. So that means the rear end is in the center. You know, we've got same gap over here, same gap over here. This is the center of my rear end, so what I did is I just come over here, looked up and down that, looks good to me. Come over here and looked at this one. That looks good to me. I'm just looking down the square spot here, the tallest spot for the rear end to come up through. And also, what happens is when the rear end's in place is what I'm saying. I got it tacked over there and I got it tacked over there. This is the basics of anything you want to build. If you want it built in a certain shape or a certain place, where I'm going to get it in place. This is not the rear I'm going to use, so I'm just going to tack a few things. I'm going to cut it back off. But at least what I can do is build all my brackets, my bracketry on my frame, the bracketry that's going to fit here, and get a bracketry for my the bar that goes across, hold the rear end from going this way, side to side. I have to put that on. Panhard bar, maybe, yeah, something like that. So anyways, what I have here, this is the stuff that I have. These are the airbags I'm going to use. I think I bought these airbags because, geez, they're only I think like $40 a piece, something like that. They're used on the back of a tractor trailer to hold the cab, the cab of the truck up. So that would be many thousands of pounds, I would think, the cab of the truck and the bunk in the back. These air it up and hold it there. The brackets I got from the box that I bought for an air ride system. Like the airbags that we have bought were for a system for a truck, like a 3,500 weight truck to hold 7,000 pounds or something like that, wasn't it? Something like that, or 1,500, whatever. It was hold to 7,000 pounds. On the back, what I've done is I've taken that bracket, and I've used it on that bag. And that bag I just made that hole bigger. That's where the air comes out, and then where it bolts on. So basically, right now I know where my rear end is going to be. So that means I should be able to try to fit my air ride. Try to fit this bracket here, so I know what my air ride to go up and down straight. I would say. That's what I want. I want it to go up and down straight. I have no problem with that. As I look at this, these are the arms. I'm going to put that on there. I'll put that back there for a second. These are the arms that I used for the front, and then I took it off. So now I've taken it for the back. These are hairpins that we had from before we used on a build, and we did not use this part. We shortened them up. So now I have a heim joint on this end. And what this will be now, this is what I'm thinking. We got a new mic, and Jolene wants you guys to comment and tell her if the mic is good or not. That's basically what we're doing right now. We got a new mic. Anyways, I got these hairpins here, and it's got a heim joint on it. I'm going to make these fit the rear end and that bracket for the air ride to hold the rear end in place. This is its adjustment in case I want to go backwards or forward. I just unhook the bolt. I would bring it out, I twist it out or in, push the rear end back or put it forward, whatever it needs to be to make myself satisfied. So that's my adjustment. I'm going to take these, I found these heim joints, I went out there, I found 3. Now I'm going to hunt it a little harder and cross my fingers, and I found 4 more. Ah, so there you go, so I found that. What's going on? Them has been cut off. Could tap those, yes I could. Yes I could, I could tap those. But what I'm going to do, because I have not got the tap, can't find the tap, I'm going to buff them down a little bit. I'm going to stick that in there. I'm going to weld that, and then I'm going to screw the nut up tight, and then I'm going to weld the nut on. So that they'll never come off. So I'm going to make a pair of hairpins out of these heim joints and leftovers. This will be my adjustment. I'm going to put these in here like this. I'm going to put them in there like that. So this can go back here and bolt on to the bracket that I make on the air ride. See what we can get done here. Rear end's in place, mind you. This point, I have not done anything with it. I'm just trying to mount. I'm just trying to get mounting brackets in place for the hairpins and the panhard bar and the air ride. That's all I'm doing because the rear end is not staying. I'm going to get something else. So what I'm going to do very quickly here is try to make one of these, put an airbag in place, and then see what it looks like. And then, ouch, all that stuff will be rounded off when I'm done. That's sharp. That stuff will be rounded off. Alrighty. Just getting this in my head, people. Just getting this in my head. And I'm using what I have. I like the brackets that are out of the. I like the brackets that are out of the truck. I wished I could have tapped them, but we've got what you call that, adjustment in the front, so it does not bother me about the adjustment. I'm just going to take this off. See how big I have to get it before I put it in the hole. And that would be a long, it'd take you quite a while to do that. I'm just going to buff these off and shove them in there. They're not going nowhere. That's nice thick wall. It's not the T-bucket one. You can get a different kit for a T-bucket, just a little tiny, well not tiny, but just a little less integrity. I'm basically going all the way around, just trying to get all the threads off. There we go. There we go. Now, give me enough room just want to know if I have enough room to weld. I think I got enough room there to weld, so I'll do a little bit of weld. Then I'll run that nut up to it, and then I'll weld the nut on. And she not going nowhere. All right, we'll do that. I think we'll do 2 first. We might as well get 2 first. We'll get them tacked in place. Heim joints are a good thing. To me, I think they are. What heim joints? If you have a front end in an old car that you're having a hard time, getting ball joints and that sort of stuff, tie rod ends and that sort of stuff, you can heim joint it, put heim joints and put bolts through, 8 grade bolts through there, and heim joint your front end together to make your front end work just as well. basically just trying to get rid of the thread, and then it's pretty well even to go, ready to go. Yeah, we'll give that a, we'll hit that with a hammy. Dinner! Looks pretty, doesn't it? That looks pretty. Pretty. Alrighty. So we have to line these up, make sure we got these lined up, you know, to really go in the, you know, if I want to put them in something. I want to line them up nice, that's all. I'll tack one, and then I'll line the other one up to it. The top one's very nice. So we're putting the air ride system in the back of this car. I am using what I have, or what I can find, and basically that's it. Just it, not running anywhere. Actually, I had to go get some air ride stuff this morning. I had to go get a couple chucks for the airbags. That was okay. I'll put the bottom one on. Trying to line them both up nice. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll tack on either side here, and then just want to tack it together first. And the reason being is if I have to take it apart, I can. That's the only reason. Now I'm gonna have to get a jam nut for that. This is a good start. It's a good start. Alrighty. Just gonna line them straight up and down by eye. Ooh. Now, this is what I'm thinking. I'll turn that off just for a second. Nope. I'm going to weld that on real quick. This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to put this bag on here. I'm going to put this thing on here. It basically does not matter where it goes, I don't think. Also, you can make a car last a long time to build a car if you wanted to, you know, continuously go over it and change it, redo it. That's not good enough, whatever. You know what I'm trying to tell you. Now I'm just going to tack that there. Because we have to start somewhere. Whether it's wrong or whether it's right, you got to start somewhere. And take and knock that off a little bit more. That's worse than anything for dust, eh? Geez, eh? So put a little more in the air, eh? All right, I got to knock this. I got to knock this off. Get black off. You know what happens with that. There's a cross member that goes there. This is going to be bolted there, so that's not going to bother that any. I'm going to nail it right there. And this is just for mock-up. This is just mock-up. I gotta take this stuff back off. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to tack it on this side because I can't cut it off on the other side. 2 spots. That's what we're gonna do, 2 spots. And where I know how to put the other one on is I'll take a measurement from my square tubing, just like I put the square tubing on this side, and I'll put my bag on. I'll probably do that right now. Right now. I'm gonna take the side off it. Just like Johnny Cash said, 1 piece at a time. 1 piece at a time. Wasn't far off, was he? Huh? 1 piece at a time. 2 inch. That's a nice number, isn't it? Nice number. Oh, sorry. Just want to see if it's on top 2 inch or down beside 2 inch, or there you go. Let's do this. Just gonna tack that like that. Just mock up. No biggie if something's wrong. Just mock up. Looking pretty good there. Okay, now I'll take my helmet off. Take that off. It's fun to make the videos daily because my brain is generally on that, trying to think of some ways on this. But you just never know until you get there. So as I start, when we make the video, I just never know what's going to happen, do we, baby? Huh? That's the fun of it, you know. That's the fun of it. You just never know. So this is what I'm thinking. That rear end, like I'm hoping like the front end drops down. I want the back bags to drop down too. Exactly what's going on the front end. So basically, what I have is going across. This is what I have. This is what I have to keep in my mind. Or anybody that's doing this or building with me, we have to keep this in mind. Like on the front of the car, where the motor was mounted, I knew where that was. Where the transmission was mounted, I knew where that was. Where the hats were all going, I could more or less, I know where that was. Where the radiator was is when I had changed all that mounting for the radiator. That's where I had to make sure that if I had to keep that radiator in the exact same spot. There was no moving it. I just had to change the bracket. Mic shut off, so Jolene's unplugged me, now I'm unplugged, they call it. This is what I'm doing. This is the cross members. I have to keep in mind all my cross members just do this. This is what they do. In the center is the tunnel where it's up high. In the center, so I remember when I go here and the rear end comes up, that's cut out for the rear end to come up inside. This is my cross member here, and I have to remember cross member here. So when I put these on, I want to cut this off a little bit. That off a little bit. That much. And I'll use this for a guide. I can't let my this is like this. Take this with a mount. I can't have this, have the rear end go up inside the car and this come up and hit the cross member. It's got to, you know, I have to have the same amount of travel underneath this to the floor as the rear end does up inside the car. I don't want this piece to come up and hit the bottom of the car. And what I'm thinking, it looks good. Looks pretty good, like right there. I can put that on like that. It does not matter. I think I would go with that right at the bottom of the frame. What I need now, is I need mounting brackets. Hey, that was quite a ride, wasn't it? Quite a ride, 2 for 2. What I need now is mounting brackets for this thing. I'm going to drill 2 holes in it and have a mount. There. So this is what I'm thinking. That's just tacked on there yet. Just tacked on there yet because we're making it. What I have is it has some angler in here. Back there is 1/4 inch. This steel here is 1/4 inch. Very, 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 very heavy. Happy about that. Happy with that. I can take and layer this again. I'm gonna layer that. I'm gonna cut this off. Good job, Tina. Yeah, still even need more off. And cut some more off. I'm trying to make this bracket as quick as possible, and everything I tack on, I just make it a little bit better every time, you know, that's the basis of it. Yeah, if I put that on there like that, I could weld that in there like this. Just double that bracket up a little bit. I can go from the other side here for a second. Wondering if I get enough of that angle iron to get bolted in the center. You know, I can put two bolt holes through the angle iron, weld one on one side and weld another one on the other side. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. How long was that? I'm gonna take a look before I say I'm gonna do something. Ouch. Stuff is sharp, eh? I gotta round that stuff off. As I see this, if this goes underneath here, that's fine. If that goes underneath the rear end, that's fine. It's not gonna hit anything. That's a far travel from up there to there. That's fine. It's down here. I don't wanna come up down here to hit the bar across the... If I have... How far I can... This is what I want to do. Ooh, hold that there like that. Ooh. I have some cutters over here. I'll just take it over here. Nope. Gotta keep this way. And all I'm going to do is get some holes. And I'm going to make 2 pieces bolted together, then shove it underneath there, see if I can go like that. Yes. Alrighty, this is what I'm going to do. I got a piece of angler in there. I put it up in there and I see where I liked it. Didn't worry about the front yet because we got swivels going on. We got heim joints going on, so you can swivel a little bit. So this is where it fit up in there nice. Didn't want to flip it over, I just want to guess where the holes are. going to blow 2 holes in that. Blow 2 holes in that. This is just temporary, right? And remember, the old washer trick, you can if you like. You want a machine hole. It will also make it stronger. So that maybe. I would say this angle line is probably 8. Make it a little small, see if I can do I'll do a die drawing job on it, see if I can get it fit halfway tight. Once I get this looking nice, and I'll trace it onto another piece, and then we'll make another piece and bolt it together. Bolt it together. Put it on here right now. What do I want to top? That's what that was. I guess it doesn't matter. Both look still pretty good. They look pretty good. Batman. And we'll get another piece. We'll make another piece very quick. And I'm hoping, well, it should, layering it on top of this, laying on top of that 1/4 inch, and this here should be strong, should be a lot strong. I can also, doesn't matter, I can turn it upside down. Just gonna make sure I do this the right way. I think I want this piece on the bottom of the car. This is on the top, so that's that side. That side. There we go. Just so I get a I want that cut end on the top. I want the cut edge on the top. There. Trace that hole in. And I'll have to do another set of these. I'll have to do another set. Just doing this set, see if we can get one together to see what it looks like. Won't be going up and down today. That was a good time to play. Here's the hole. Jolie looks lovely today. She got a halter top on today. Halter top. Chad likes Jolie in halter tops. Giving a hat or a shirt away today. Jolene had to run today and go send a hat or a shirt away today. She had to do some running. copy on that one. Oh, really? Oh, really? That turned out nicely. Nicely. Oh, stop it, please. I could vice grip them together and get them really nice. Probably what I might do for a second. Just be a second. Stick with us. Try to make a bracket as just as quick as possible to hold the hairpins. The hairpins are from something that we've done before, reusing and found the hide joints, which is fantastic. Fantastic. I like when that works out like that. But to get something identical, I want to put this together and sounds like a car. Doesn't scare us, does it, baby? That off. I might as well cut them both off the same. Oh, it's Jim.
Awesome.
Jim, right on. Come on in. Huh? Hello, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Come on in, man.
I don't roll.
You come at the perfect
I don't
time.
roll and smoke and drive that
Right on.
car. Like my yellow car, I can roll, no hands, no problem. This thing, I don't dare.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're gonna, don't just sit there. You'll go to the ground. I'll get you a seat. We'll sit up there maybe.
Wow.
I'm just putting the back suspension on
Yeah,
here.
it works good.
Come on, we'll take a look. Let's go take a look.
Works good. My heater doesn't. The heater doesn't work.
You would want that in this weather, would you?
Well, the problem is no circulation. My heater lines are cold, so the coolant keeps sucking little bits of air out of it because I got air in the coolant line for the heater because I haven't got it circulated. But it runs at 170. It's not overheating. But
Jim, I'd get you to paint my car.
I run the bleeders every time. I let a little bit of air out, so
That's beautiful, Jim.
I might eventually get it, or I'll probably have to fix it. But it doesn't overheat. It's running at 170 outside. Out in the country, it's 170 and 195 in town.
Beautiful, sort of that. I'm just looking at your car. Beautiful.
Anyway, yeah, I've driven almost 300 miles, all close to home.
Oh, yeah?
But here's those cracks I was talking about. The paint job.
What's going on there?
Like, look.
See that? Your epoxy's wasn't dry.
Yeah, no. Cracked off.
And
But
it
it has
sunk on
it would be all right if the whole car was covered with that. It would kind of be a new wave, but right all cracks.
Doesn't it? Looks like your epoxy wasn't dry.
Yeah.
Because you must have pulled the paint apart.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't do it anywhere else.
No, that looks good, man. That looks good. I'm just going to go and finish these brackets up real quick. I just want to tack a bracket on.
Yeah, come on
And
in.
I'm
Yeah.
all yours, brother.
Oh,
I'll have coffee
actually,
and a-
no, I'm not here to suck all the attention.
I'm glad you showed up, man. Everybody's been asking where you're at.
I didn't make out very well at work yesterday. I did the rotor tilling with the Kubota for them, and then I went to help them plant a couple plants.
And you said this is enough of
And
this.
I caught right up. And Buddy, instead of dropping the plant in the hole for me to bury, he said, just a sec. And I looked at the other guy, which stopped working. And then I looked at him, I looked at the hole, still no plant in the hole. So I got back on the rotor tiller and finished the field. Then I jumped in the car and went home. Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to do all the planting while two people are standing there goofing around. Gotta
You got that right, especially when you don't have to.
You know, like, you gotta have, I don't know, you gotta have some work ethics.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
That's called, you can't have one person can't feel like he's doing it all.
No.
It's gotta be
no.
teamwork.
And just because my work ethics are to work and the guy beside me isn't, doesn't mean it impresses me any. You know, like.
Just 1 second, I get this cut off, right with you.
No.
All right, I got 2 brackets.
When I took body and bender educational school back in the 70s,
Yeah.
there was no such thing as a mini grinder.
Oh, are you serious? What
A
was you doing?
grinder. A grinder was
Like a
a
machine.
two-handed thing like the old standard 1960 style.
Yeah,
But there was no
you know-
such thing as a mini grinder.
Something when she gets caught up, she's gonna tear your arm
But
off.
boy, yeah.
Well, Jim, that must feel pretty good of driving your old Ferrari around, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feel pretty good. I got 2 of those right there on that. No, it's one of them. No. Just give me a second. I'm gonna try to survive.
Oh, don't brush on my hand.
Sometimes I turn into Russian.
It's
This is the same size. This is what I'm gonna do. I haven't got.
you make your own noise, but it's actually been a quiet summer. Even though you make your own noise, like you make as much noise as you can, but you're the only one making things. Like there's not like people everywhere doing millions of things. Like over home, a car drives by every hour. That's how little traffic I get. So I get the idea that, oh my lord, I can go anywhere, it's peaceful. But boy, this is like you want to stick to the back roads. You get over in Metro City area, it's bumper to bumper.
So does it give you a different feeling driving the car, Jim? or-
Yeah, it works a lot better than what I figured. It runs everything. It's nice.
You're thoroughly impressed is what you're saying.
Yeah, the only withdrawal, the only bad thing is I can't use it. I can't use the power. I like
Why?
these things. Oh, well,
Get in trouble?
no. There's a lot of reasons why. More than I care to mention, but the car really works best revved out in every gear and used. Used like race, like drive as hard as you can.
So
That's where it really, and that's where the handling comes in handy, and everything works like a fine-tuned machine. But when you just putt along at 50 miles an hour, you're not doing anything justice.
Not
You know
doing
what I
no
mean? Like,
justice?
so, well, no justice. But
Got to get it like that. I'm gonna try to get some nuts on it.
if I had the
I'll be right
car
back.
in 1987,
Jim, will you keep the camera off you please while I do this, will you please?
if I had the car like 34 years ago, it'd be a different story. I'd be able to make the car run where it's supposed to be run, and I'd have some fun. But I don't want to drive wide open everywhere I go now. Like
You don't want to drive wide open?
no.
No, me neither.
No, I open it up
Why don't
in
you wanna get hurt
one
when you
gear.
don't have to?
One gear once in a while, but then it's in the next gear right back to idle. But the car really should be driven hard. You know, it should be driven hard.
You give it to the wrong fella for a weekend, I bet you that would happen.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it to the wrong person for a week, or even an hour.
You might not get it back.
No, probably be in a junkyard someplace.
I'm just trying to find a nut.
Not because it breaks. No,
Anyways.
yeah, I'm gonna have to take the valve off the heater, turn on, off heater switch. I'll take the valve off and hook up electricity, see if it actually works, and go from there. Because this bleeding the air out of the system after every drive is not really that
Not what
much
you wanna
fun.
do?
Dealing with antifreeze, you know, because it takes like it's quite a little, you gotta let it sit half an hour and cool down so you don't burn yourself. Then you loosen off the cap and loosen off the nuts and air comes out and then antifreeze tightens the nut. And, like, it's easy enough to do, but it's, like, I've done it 25 or 30 times and every time I get air out of it.
Oh, wow.
But long as I don't drive too close to, in town too much, it won't blow it out. It won't blow it out unless it's up over 200.
Here's what I got going on. Couldn't find another nut for that. I think I used every one of them nuts welding in that Jaguar engine that time. Anyways, this is what I got going on just before we get. How much time we got, babe?
We're at 42.
Good. We're good for a little bit. So what I got here is I got an airbag on the back side here. That's the bracket I used out of the kit. That's the airbag itself. It's bolted to the bottom. The air comes at the bottom, knotted on the top. I have to make a bracket for this, or a hairpin for this, for the rear end. And I'm gonna weld it to this bracket right there. Look at that now, would you? Hickory dickory dock, and I can shove that right in between there. What side I want to put up there first? This is the side, sorry about that. I'd center that. That bolt should come out of there, or be centered more, so. Center it some more.
Does this stuff come with instructions, or do you make up your own?
I make up my own Jimba. So I'd put that on there.
Just study other people's work and then pick what,
Yeah,
in
whatever.
between whatever suits you.
Exactly.
Or works for you.
Yeah, so what happens here, if you want to go up front, baby, there's where it would pin on the front. There's where it's going to pin on the front. Right there's my bracket. That's going to be my bracket there. When the rear end goes up inside the C channel that we've made, this piece here will not hit that bracket going across. By the time that rear end gets up there front, it should be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze this together. I'm going to weld this angle iron to this plate. So when we take it off, I mount that to the rear end. All the hookup is already done. That's hooked up. That's done. Now I have to make that bracket down there. So I have to make 2 more of those, and I have to make a bracket down there. I think
You went from total bodywork fabrication, not capable, no mechanics, I can't help you there, to an engineer. Self-taught.
Basically, I'm just making it work. I'm just making
You
it
skipped
work.
the mechanical ability, you just went from bodywork fabrication to engineering.
Well, I tried to learn, but I went totally wrong first. That's a
Well, that's
interference engine.
Oh,
Well,
no,
I'm
they
learning
are.
that's how it goes. Now I know that's an interference engine.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
You're right. They all
They
are.
are.
Yeah, like what? They all are. Why is everybody trying to confuse each other? They're not. They all are.
Like even the old flathead 6s, if you put the can in and put the crank in,
Yeah.
without the gears hooked up,
Yeah.
they'll hit.
Okay.
They're out of time, they'll hit.
No different than
Excellent.
mine.
Like you gotta be careful. Everything, nothing's interference.
We-
Everything is, if it's out of time.
Yeah.
If it's put together not in the right
Exactly.
time,
Yeah, they're
and
not-
put it in, turn it around, the crank like it can. You know, you gotta, like, even in the old flathead 6s, but in assembly and disassembly and assembly is when you notice, if you keep your eyes open, you know, like.
Yes. I'm gonna
But
get.
it really helps to be extra cautious. And if something stops, like if you go to turn something over and it stops, don't force it. Like stop, go back and investigate because something's hidden.
We sold our cab over.
Oh.
The green one in the back, that was a stage. Buddy come and bought that yesterday.
Yeah, I've been watching a few of these, but I find you guys make more videos than time I spend watching.
I got that sucker now.
on the end of that shark.
I want to get a shorter bolt there so I can get a better read inside. And what happened is, me and Doug took on, tried to get the spark plugs out of the Jaguar, and I welded every one of them nuts in there, and they're gone. They're huge nuts. What I want to do is one that will get a little tighter. Probably don't even have. I just want the bottom one in there, I guess, to really. I'd like to have that nutted. I got to go back over there and find one, babe. I got to try. I got to try. There's got to be one. There's got to be one. So everything's been going pretty good, Jim? We got a package in there from you, for you.
Yeah, we should have.
You
Maybe.
had or have?
We have. We never opened it because it had your name on it. Somebody sent it to us in the mail.
Oh.
We're gonna do a.
Maybe we can go grab his though.
You want me to go grab it? What I'll do is I'm gonna try to find a nut in this. Please please let me do this. I want to get the nut on that. Put that inside. Must be, and one more nut in there. Come on. The baby. Come on, dear Lord.
Yay.
Thanks, Lord. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's so nice of you. Thank you. I have another one. I just asked the Lord if I pray to him, if I get me one, can he give me one? Just like that. Boom. Bitty bitty. It was right on film. It was. But, so now I'm just tighten this up a little better. Probably the last one there. I found it. Anyways, when I welded this piece to the back side of this, I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot of strength there. So that's going to go up inside there. And I'm going to weld that there. And I know where to weld it because it's hitting right on it. And I want to weld it right. And I can bend that. I'm going to start the welder up, people.
What?
Looks fantastic. Yes?
What determines where your shock wants to be?
What
Closer to-
determines?
Yeah, like, what's the difference between having it over this way or over this way? Like, shouldn't you have them as far apart as possible?
The shocks or the airbags?
Or the whole hookup?
I'm going to try to
Should it be as far away from each other as possible, or does that?
I would say owed as far as possible on either end that you can get would be
Yeah.
the most sturdy, you would think, would it not?
Give
You know, if you
more
had it in-
leverage on the
Yeah.
rear end to hold it.
What I'm, as you just pointed that out, Jim, as you just pointed that out, now that that's.
I'm not questioning it, I'm asking.
No, not at all. Now that you pointed that out, as we see the bag going up this side, I'm gonna mount the shock on this side. You know what I mean? Why would I, where there's something I can weld to nice and flat, why, I have, yeah, beautiful.
The shock.
I'm loving it. The shock, there's gonna have to be a shock, there's a bag, I still have to have a shock.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hook a shock on this side, we got all this room for this here, we're not hurting.
Oh, the bag just determines the height. The
Yeah,
shock
so a
goes
bag,
to-
let's go up and down, if we go
Yeah.
somewhere, she wants to
Yeah.
show it.
And the shock gives you your own.
Yes, exactly. I'll tack that on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is good.
Your shock just doesn't need springs. Because the airbag
Right.
acts as the spring.
Exactly. Exactly. You got it, Tony, yeah? So, yeah, I think what I'll do, as you pointed that out, I think I'll mount the shock right in front of that. That'd be a beautiful system. And the best way to mount a shock is straight up and down, is it not?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I mean,
the
better
Hudsons
this,
are like
better
this.
this, and then, well, I mean, it's gotta work better.
They have to
like
be
this.
longer.
Yes.
They have to be longer, like, they have to be the right length, but, no, it doesn't matter if the shocks are up and down.
Get down in there. My head poked in there. Like a little pork. Jim, are you able to hold up on that right there? Just hold us. Let me see.
I'll just
All right.
want to see if you found the whole fire.
Yes, man. I have
Do
to.
you want this closer to the frame?
You can take it down some, yeah.
No, I mean closer this way.
It'll turn in on its own because it has
Oh.
pine joints.
Okay.
Will you let it down towards the? Yeah. I'm gonna want it.
My eyes are closed.
Good. Was that black paint I didn't get rid of? That black paint I never get rid of? Shouldn't fall off, but it might. Just let her go. Now, I'll probably tack that on there a little bit better. But basically, that's what's going on. Hold the rear end in place. I'm gonna have to.
Oh, your alignment's already made anyway. So it's easy.
Yeah, I'm just basically, what I did is I basically put the rear end in place wherever I want it.
Yeah.
I put the bags where I want them, and now I'm hooking up these hairpins.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping is that this point here, there's a cross member. These are all cross members. That's a cross member. That's a cross member. So I'm hoping that this does not, when this comes up in here, this does not hit this, and it does not. Okay, it's going. There's too much movement there.
How far up does the rear end come?
Probably it'll sink the bag, so it'll come up. Yeah, till it hits inside. The rear end, I guess that's as far as you're gonna come up right there.
What's this? 4 inches?
Right here.
4 inches?
Yeah. 4, 5
So
inches.
that goes up 4 inches.
Yeah.
Actually, wouldn't it go
Yeah,
up
exactly.
less?
You'd be less.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I'm gonna do. I have to make a bracket there,
Yeah.
hold that one on, and then I have to do the exact same thing to this one.
And it's probably a little bit important, maybe, do you have a block of wood that you can sit here?
Yeah,
And then
probably.
we can put the same block over there, like, put a block of wood here,
Yeah.
and then move it over there to make sure that you got these exactly in the same spot, so your bracket looks right. Because otherwise you gotta bend your.
I had a. Do you want me to run down and get that?
No, I'm gonna run. I just.
Okay, she's gonna run down and get that. She's gonna go over there.
You know, like, you want that one in exactly the same spot here, so your
Yes.
bracket looks the same.
Yes.
You know, you don't want a quarter inch
Well,
off.
what I'm gonna do,
Because we just held this
Yes.
over there, I can't hold it exactly right. But if you put a little, like something here that measures, then we'll put it over here underneath that one when you weld it.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it right off the bottom of the frame.
Yeah.
And it's gonna have to be the same, right off the bottom of the frame on this side.
Yeah.
And I'll just measure the distance. Well, I won't, I might even just measure off this, the distance into this. But I want to do is gonna mount a bolt on the bottom.
Oh, you're
of the
not
frame.
ready to tack the other one on yet?
No, I haven't made it.
Yeah,
I have
okay,
to make it
right.
first. But what I'm saying is,
Yes.
yes,
Yes, yeah,
I'm just gonna take that
yeah.
and mount it to the bottom of the frame. And then when the airbag comes out, then it will come up. It's all time jointed in the back, it's time jointed in front. If the rear end needs to be adjusted, there's adjustment there, moving back. And then when I put a hand hard bar on, that'll be for the rear end to go back this way and that way.
Well, it's not cat food.
We've had many comments on Jim, good and bad sometimes, does not matter, does it, Jim? It's only a belly button, it's like their opinion. Anyway, someone has sent Jim a parcel, and he sent it to us in the mail, and Jim's gonna open it. Oh, great. Come on, here, scissors? I'll get you here in a minute, or two. Stay with us too, we're still gonna give away a hat and a shirt, hat or a shirt, that's what we do. That's the goodness in this.
I'm okay.
You got something?
Yep.
Jim Patterson. Does it say the name on it? Who gave it to you? Who got you
I
something?
don't have my glasses on.
Okay, well, Jolene's the best reader of the bunch. From Steve Morris, London, UK.
Wow.
That's cool. Right across the pond, brother. That's Queensland, isn't it? That's where our queen lives. Maybe you got something from the
Oh my
queen.
lord, don't wanna rip this.
It's just a box.
Just a box?
I think it's just a cardboard pamphlet, I think. It's always awesome when someone from far away you don't know sends you a gift, isn't it, Jim? What is that noise?
I don't know.
We're not quite sure what that
It's not
noise is.
windy.
It's not what?
It's not windy.
Here. Fina over there eating something, biting her toenails. Fina's trimming her toenails. I don't have to cut Fina's toenails. She trims them herself. She bites them with her teeth. She trims them herself. I'm liking that. That looks okay. I see something that's kind of like this. So I'd have to straighten it up some. I see that. But now I know what I need. And what I'll do is I'll weld them up, make them look good. Then I'll basically round the edges off. Look at that now, would you?
Oh, $5 or no, he's giving me money. It's a card.
I mean, you want to read it? You want me to read it?
Okay, yeah, you can read it.
Hi, Jim. Enjoyed watching and listening to you and Chad's YouTube channel. Loved your kindness, generosity, and warmth. The world needs more Jims. So wanted to buy you a beer or 3 or whatever else you may need. Best wishes, Steve Morris, London, UK. Giving me goosebumps, bud.
You gave me $25.
Wow, awesome.
Look at that now, would you?
Thank you very much, Steve.
Yeah, Steve. Or, no, yeah, Steve.
Steve?
Yep, Steve. Steve Morris.
Steve Morris.
And all that says about Steve Morris is what kind of guy he is. If he likes Jim, that tells me
I
that...
like the looks of
Basic.
the winter tires on it.
Yeah, I do too. I like the pie crust looking.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Good thought, Jim.
About a
For Jim, that's a good thought,
37
Steve.
Hudson.
That's a good thought. You know, Steve must be a good guy too, to do that, obviously, to send you money for... Huh?
Well,
Pretty
I
nice
don't
guy,
know
eh?
how much $25
better-
Canadian is in Europe.
Not sure, but it'll buy you a beer or 3, won't it? Jim be on the floor rolling around wanting to sell me his Ferrari and get 3 beer in him.
Yeah,
Would
my
you sell me a
beer
Ferrari
actually
for
comes
3 beer?
from the grocery store. I like it, it's,
The 0?
yeah.
Okay,
about
cool.
5.
Cool. All right, let's give away a hat and a shirt. Did you get a look at that thing from this thing going on? So what has to keep going on? I just have to keep building. I have to keep building. I have to build my other hairpin. And I have to get my other brackets cut. Once I get my other hairpin, my other brackets cut, then I have to wear some square tubing over there and all that sort of stuff. You come back, well, we'll do it again tomorrow. Let's draw for a hat or a shirt. Steve Morris, what a kind man you are. Says a lot about you. To write a letter that nice and have it printed. That's a printed letter, like.
I'll read it when I
Yeah,
get
he did a
get
very
home
nice
and I
job.
get my glasses on.
Very nice person. From the UK.
Okay.
That's way across the water. Britain in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll have to forgive me on that, on geography, because I only made it to grade 10. Well, you should
Me
know
too.
where you're at in grade
Me
10, shouldn't you?
too. No, I couldn't read the entire time I was at school, but I can read now.
Kirk Hamp knows
No,
that one.
that was yesterday's.
Oh yeah, he already won twice, hadn't he?
Yeah.
Gee, that guy's lucky. You know what they say, Kirk? You gotta be good to be lucky. All right, that's good. 600 comments, that's good. Thanks, everybody. Come back and we'll keep building that rear end suspension. We'll do the best job we can. Bakersfield C10, is that the thing?
Yep.
Bakersfield C10. Up how he hold.
Cracks me up how he holds the grinder
there
backwards
it is.
against the way it cuts.
Well, sometimes it'll leave more in a crack if you do it the wrong way. It'll bark you up quite good. I've been using a grinder for quite a while now, and you know, basically it's one of the tools that I use every day, so you get better with it. Just like when Jolene passes me the camera and I try to get my hands on it, punch a button or move it around. It's like it takes time to get used to it. And the more you use it, the better you get at it. And as long as you're watching, I'm happy, and I'm happy for you winning the shirt and the hat. Appreciate it. You know, even comment, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Jim, don't give away all your money, brother.
Well, he gave me more than $25 because where that money was falling.
Holy smokes.
More than $25 because I don't know where that came from.
Money's falling out of the envelopes.
Wow, I'm sure it's mine. It fell from my hands.
Read his name off again, Steve Morris. Man, Steve Morris, way to go. Way to go.
Keep looking.
He thinks he's hit Oak Island. All right, everybody, we'll just keep building the suspension in the back. Me and Jim are gonna hang out. Jolene's gonna hang out. I wanna thank Jolene for doing such a great job. And I wanna thank Jim for showing up, you know what I mean? We didn't even call Jim, we didn't tell him we were doing film or nothing. It was just the right time.
I don't know where that money goes.
There you go. Have a good one. Say see you later.
Oh.